The fencing industry is booming, driven by a surge in residential and commercial development, as well as a rising focus on security and privacy. The fencing industry is projected to reach almost $30 billion by 2030. Today, we're with Fence Direct, who is going to show us how they became one of the most successful fencing businesses in Florida for almost 2 decades now.
Aluminum and vinyl have lifetime warranty.
Okay.
What does that mean? It means that it won't peel, it won't crack, it won't blister. We use all American materials. I'm gonna be honest, not the cheapest. We spend good money on our material.
Okay.
Why? Because as I mentioned before, we are responsible for that material. Trust is very, very hard to come by. And when somebody comes and says, hey, Fence Direct, here's my deposit, I sign with you, that's a showmanship of trust.
Sure.
We will never betray that trust. So we spend good money on that material. We normally do it ourselves, because also the one who applies for the permit is responsible for that fence. We are, for every fence that we install, today, tomorrow, yesterday, or 5 years ago, we are responsible for a lifetime. I started at the bottom, and I learned everything from the bottom, from ground up. So that way, when somebody has a problem, I have the answer. Installers or subcontractors, because all we use are subcontractors, their process is a little bit different. They have to be insured, liability.
Okay.
They have to have workers' compensation, W-9, need to have strong referrals. And once I see all this is good and I had a meeting with them, they have to bring in the truck with the trailer and the tools.
Sure.
Those tools get inspected. Okay, looks good, it's up to code. Yeah, everything has to be up to code. So,
would you be able to say how much they could think about earning in revenue? Someone that really put the time in, put the marketing in, you know, was that 24/7 dedication to it, starting their own business and working with your wholesale business. Could they earn a living off of it? Fence Direct is the best reviewed fence business we could find in Central Florida. What makes you guys different than all the other fence businesses that are out there?
I think, you know, I can tell you our material is top quality. Right?
Okay.
But in reality, it's our customer service.
Sure.
You know, we are customer service business first. The fact that you call Fence Direct and nobody answers, Fence Direct, what you want? But rather, hey, good morning, good afternoon. Thank you for calling. This is Daniel, this is Sarah.
Sure.
How can I help you? People feel welcomed. When you come in to ask questions or to buy material, you feel welcome. You know, we're grateful that you come to us. Communication is also a big deal. You know, we try to update our customers every week.
Sure.
You know, hey, your permit is in review. We schedule your locate. We follow up with you. You know, even after the installations, we follow up with you.
Sure.
You know, the customers that I have the pleasure to serve and sell, every 2 weeks I text them, hey, how's the fence? And I think people like that little connection to have.
Yeah,
This is a family-owned business. So as a family-owned business, we don't work as a corporate business. We are more like on the ground, close to the community.
Okay.
And I think that people see that.
Nice.
And they appreciate that too.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, as a family-owned business, how long has Fence Direct been in business, and how did it get started? Who started it?
So Fence Direct was started by Danny Rodriguez.
Okay.
He's the president. At first, when he came here in Florida, he did a swing business, right? Swings on the parks. And he had a helper. That helper was an installer of fences.
Okay.
And one day he told him, hey, Danny, you know there's business in fences? And Danny, he's a numbers guy. Very, very, very smart. And he said, okay, let me see. He looked around and he saw the need for fences.
Okay.
And that's when he said, okay, let me jump to it.
Sure.
And you know, 16 years later, here we are.
Sure.
Here we are, 16 years later, you know, very little turnover, if any. Because when we hire somebody, it's not about just the experience, but also how well are they gonna mesh with everybody else and how well they're gonna be with our culture.
Yeah.
That's very important.
Definitely.
Because when you call Daniel or when you call Angela, you're actually not talking to them, but to Fence Direct, because that's what we represent.
Sure.
So we have to make sure that everybody is in that same culture.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, can you tell us about some of the services that you offer to your customers here?
So we offer 2 types of services. One is the do-it-yourself, where you can come into the store and you want to build the fence yourself, or you want to install and wants to purchase materials. So we offer that. A lot of homeowners that don't know what they want, my professionals are trained to tell them, hey, so you have these many feet. This is what you need. This is what we recommend.
Sure.
The beauty of fences is it's like Lego pieces.
Okay.
You can, you know, fabricate and produce in very different ways. So my team is trained to let them know, hey, these are all your options. because a customer can't make a decision if they're not informed.
Sure.
You know, it's not like go in, here's the fence and go away. No,
Yeah.
we try to train them. Hey, listen, this is what you can do, and this is what we recommend. We also do fence installations.
Okay.
You know, when you buy a new house or when you want to do a repair, when you have a commercial property, we give free estimates. We go out, we walk the property with you, and the same treatment we give you in the office is also on the outside. And we do the fence installations, we pull the permits. We do removal of old fences as well and disposal.
Okay.
We do a little bit, I say we do a little bit of everything in the fence industry.
Sure. So we're standing here obviously with some of the materials that you have.
Yeah.
Can you tell us about these materials and some of the other materials that you use for fence building installation?
Yeah, man, yeah. So this one where we're standing right here is, I would say, the most popular one, the most standard one, which is the white PVC fence.
Okay.
Okay. We also have this in color beige or tan.
Okay.
This one is for a 6x6 privacy, but it can be 4x6. It can be a picket fence, like you see sometimes when you hear the American Dream, you have the barbecue,
Sure.
that type of picket fence.
Right.
The beauty of the PVC is it can be customized to any measurements, anything that you want, I can make.
Okay.
Because we do our own production and fabrication. We also offer aluminum fences or pool fences or puppy fences. So sometimes, based on the homeowner association, you can't always get the fence you actually want. You have to follow some rules.
Sure.
So for example, if your community doesn't allow privacy fences, but only aluminum fences, and you have a small dog, the sales rep is going to tell, listen, we recommend a puppy fence. That way the dog cannot escape underneath.
Okay.
But that's very important. Most of the time people want that fence for the dog.
Sure.
When you have a pool, and it's like an open pool, you get a 2-rail aluminum fence because it has to pass a certain height.
Okay.
So small children cannot climb and go into the pool.
Okay.
For commercial properties and also residentials, we offer chain link. That's very popular with commercial properties.
Sure.
Mostly to separate inside the warehouse or just the outside boundaries. And all these we also sell. And we also install wood fences.
Okay.
But we don't sell them.
Okay.
Okay. Since I've been here, the demand for wood has decreased. I would say it's because the weather in Florida is very abusive
Sure.
to wood, the humidity, the heat, and it makes the wood pickets crack. And customers, people are starting to see it.
Okay.
They might love the rustic, aspect of it.
Yeah.
And we always tell them, make sure you pressure treat it every now and then because this climate is very dangerous too.
Yeah.
And we also do estate gates.
Okay.
Sometimes you have a big property and you want the estate gate and have your initials on it.
Sure.
Well, you can have it. You want to have a cantilever gate or a big gate that can open and close, for your driveway because you have a truck.
Right.
You got it. So, yeah, I would say PVC is our most demanded, followed by aluminum very closely.
Now, has that changed since COVID with like supply chain issues and material costs and things like that? Did that lead people away from wood or was it just all weather? Did PVC get more expensive as well or what role did that play?
So during COVID, actually COVID was a big boom for the fencing industry.
Okay.
The biggest challenge I would say we would have faced during that time was to get the material.
Okay.
People were at home and they were buying fences, but the manufacturers were at home as well. Nobody
Sure.
was building. Regarding the wood, I think people over time see it. I have communities that we are exclusive for that only allowed one color of PVC and wood. And last year they changed that. They're giving more options for the PVC because wood is no longer that requested.
Sure.
And you have a big property, let's say 200 feet, and you pay 5,000 or 6,000 for a wood fence. In a year and a half, it cracks. Where's the value in your money?
Right.
And I can't, because it's cut mill material, we can't give warranty on that material because it's the nature, right? It's Mother Nature.
Yeah.
So that's why more and more people have gone back to it. And I would say the white PVC at least is, if not the same price as wood, a little bit cheaper.
Okay.
That way people are easier to, because we want them to buy something that lasts.
Yeah.
That money needs to last, not a couple years, a lifetime.
Sure.
Because that's what it's for.
And the PVC is lower maintenance. You don't have to do anything.
PVC is low maintenance. Once you have the PVC fence installed, after 30 days, we send you an email of how to take care of it.
Okay.
Super simple. You get a like a spray can with Clorox, and you walk around the fence spraying it. You're done. You get the water hose. Scrapa. Clean these.
Nice.
That's it. Of course, sometimes people live on the trees, and all this pollen falls down.
Sure.
You have this aluminum scrap.
Okay.
That you sometimes can use to get those dirty aspects away from it if you leave it unattended for a long time. But it's very low maintenance.
Very nice. So who's the typical customer for Fence Direct? You mentioned some people, you mentioned like homeowners associations, you mentioned landscapers, do-it-yourselfers. Is there anyone that kind of more represents your typical customer, or is it divided equally amongst your business?
So I would say for purchasing materials, it would be new businesses, installers.
Okay.
Installers that just create their own business and are looking for a place to buy in big bunch so they can sell.
Sure.
And for installations, based on my latest marketing data, it's new homeowners between the age of 25 and 45.
Okay.
Couples, most of the time, families that just bought a new home. And builders don't tend to, or 99% don't tend to have fences already there.
Sure.
Because fences elevate the value of your property.
Okay.
That means the builder would have to sell the property at a more expensive rate, which they don't want, because they want to build, sell, and move to the next one.
Sure.
That's how the money works.
Yeah. Well, one thing you mentioned earlier that I was curious about was the permitting process for a fence. I think that me and a lot of our viewers, if I was trying to build my own fence, I wouldn't even know where to start.
Okay.
Do you get the permits for people, or how does that process?
So when you want to have a fence in your property, you got to ask yourself, do I live in a homeowner association?
Okay.
If the answer is yes, 99% of the time, you need to have their approval as well. How does that work? If the HOA, homeowner association, has a portal, you can normally print out like the application.
Sure.
It asks you what you want to do. You give a small description, what type of fence. They want a copy of your survey that's highlighted so you know where the fence is going to go, a picture of it, and the contract or the diagram of how it's going to be constructed.
Okay.
We, as a fence company, can't really apply for the HOA for you, but we can help you fill it out.
Okay.
And that's for the HOA, depending on which county you are in. And let's go based on that you have no fence at all.
Sure.
Okay. You would probably need a county permit. We help you with that. Our sales rep asks, do you want us to pull the permit? And we take care of it. We give you the paperwork to sign. And after that, you can forget about it.
Sure.
We take care of it.
Okay.
Or you can apply for it yourself as well. We are a licensed company, so we normally do it ourselves, because also the one who applies for the permit is responsible for that fence.
Okay.
We are, for every fence that we installed, today, tomorrow, yesterday, or 5 years ago, we are responsible for a lifetime.
Interesting.
So we're not afraid to go out there and say, hey, Fence Direct did this fence. There's something wrong, we are responsible for it.
Okay.
Sometimes in some counties, and it just depends. If you just want to replace or repair an existing fence, you don't need a permit.
Okay.
So it varies by county. So when you call Fence Direct and ask for a fence estimate, I have all my sales rep divided by counties.
Okay.
Because the rules and regulations of each county is different. It's 40, 50 pages long, so it's impossible for one guy or one person to know all this.
Yeah.
And also rules change. The county changes rule every 3 months, 6 months, a year.
Sure.
So let's say you want to take your fence all the way beyond your corner front of your house, like your neighbor. You apply for the permit and the county says, you can't do that no more. We changed the law.
Okay.
And that's the only thing that's why it's important that if you're gonna pull the permit yourself, you need to be very well informed.
Interesting.
But we make the process simple and easy, which is what hassle-free for the customer.
Right.
Because we don't want them to feel any hassle, any stress. Hassle-free, here's your deposit, thank you, we take care of everything else. That's how it should be.
So you guys take care of everything, and we talked a little bit about the materials. You did mention that there's a warranty on some of the materials. Between the wood and the PVC and the chain link, what does the different warranty look like for those different materials?
So aluminum and vinyl have lifetime warranty.
Okay.
What does that mean? It means that it won't peel, it won't crack, it won't blister. We use all American materials. I'm gonna be honest, not the cheapest. We spend good money on our materials.
Okay.
Why? Because as I mentioned before, we are responsible for that material. And trust is very, very hard to come by. And when somebody comes and says, hey, Fence Direct, here's my deposit, I sign with you, that's a showmanship of trust.
Sure.
We will never betray that trust. So we spend good money on that material. Chain link has 20 years material warranty.
Okay.
And wood, unfortunately, because it's mill cut, it doesn't have any. We also offer, apart from the material warranty, a workmanship warranty. The industry standard tends to be 1 year. We do 2 years.
Okay.
The reason why we do 2 years is because I spent a lot of time and invested a lot in the contractors that I have hired. They've been here with a long time with us. I'm confident, and so are they, that they can install the fence and there will be no problem.
Yeah.
So that's why we give that extra 2 years.
Okay. Very nice. Well, you guys have built, a family business and relationships and trust with everyone, but finding new customers is often like the hardest part of running a business. What do you do personally to attract new business to Fence Direct?
So we invest heavily, and I mean heavily on marketing.
Okay.
You can be the best cook, serve the best food in the entire nation. But if nobody knows you're here, ain't nobody coming.
Sure.
So you're closing. So marketing is very important. The way marketing has evolved and changed and keeps changing is very fast-paced, very fast-paced. You got Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, which is now X, Snapchat, YouTube, and I don't know what else.
Right.
So we invest heavily on that. And marketing is something that takes time.
Sure.
It's not, hey, this is a marketing company, here you go, I want leads. It takes months. It takes almost even after a year.
Okay.
Because it's all data. It's all to see which type of customers you're looking for and to reach the right customers.
Yeah.
Also, we try to spend time with the community.
Okay.
It's not as professional as you guys do here, but sometimes I take the cell phone and I film myself with fences or go out with people.
Sure.
Just to show, hey, we are a community-friendly company.
Yeah.
We are here.
Do you do that content production? You mentioned, taking your cell phone out. Do you do that yourself, or do you have a company that you've hired to make?
I have a company that helps me.
Okay.
And then we also do it ourselves, because everything that we do, from driving the forklift, dispatching, even installing or repairs, I have my hands in everything.
Sure.
Because how can the captain drive the boat if he doesn't know how the engine runs?
Yeah.
And that's my idea. When I started here, I started at the bottom. And I learned everything from the bottom, from ground up. So that way, when somebody has a problem, I have the answer.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Now, we talked about your reviews. You're highly reviewed.
Thank you.
Online.
Thank you, everybody.
Is that something that you focused on directly, or was it something that was a product of just providing good service and good warranty and things like that?
50-50.
Okay.
It's something that came naturally too, but I focused heavily on it. And it's very simple reason. The other day, I went out with the family. It's a Friday, paycheck is in. Want to eat something, want to have a good time, a nice restaurant. I have 5 restaurants there. I know the food is not going to be $100. It's going to be like $200 now with the inflation.
Sure.
Which one do I choose? I go to Google. This one is 3-star, already discarded. This one has a 4-star, 5-star, that's where I'm going to go.
Yeah.
Money, to this day, inflation has gone above in everywhere. So we all work hard for our money. And when we want to spend that precious time with our family, we want to make sure we have a good time.
Sure.
That's why the reviews are so important. Back in the day, there was no Google.
Yeah.
There was no internet on our phones, So it was all word by mouth. Hey, this place is good, go there. But today, you go to a place, you can give your opinion. And people will take that opinion into account.
Yeah.
So that's why I focus very heavily on those reviews, I want customers to be happy, of course. I want them, we are business, we want to get paid.
Yeah.
Super. But the feeling of calling a customer or texting one, say, hey, how does the fence look? And that customer sends you a video of their dog or children running free in their yard, happy. Man, that's a sensation of
Sure.
of pride.
Yeah.
That I tell you, not many people can have. Because we all have bills to pay.
Yeah.
Right? That's the way it is. And sometimes we're doing jobs that we're not proud of, but we have to do them. Why? Mm-hmm. Because we are men and women that have responsibilities. I can say that I'm proud working with Fence Direct, and I can definitely say that all my workers here feel the same way. And that's something that I encourage a lot. And
Nice.
customers see that, and they see the reviews, and they see, let's give fence a try.
Yeah. Nice. Well, everyone is working hard here.
Yeah, everyone is, good job, muy buen trabajo.
When you guys are looking for a new employee to bring onto the business, what kind of training process do they receive getting started with Fence Direct?
So depending on the position. So I guess when it's like the warehouse, they sit down with me for a couple of days to just go over the policy of the company, or core values, or mission, or vision, and how we do things over here.
Sure.
Then they introduced little by little. They introduced about the PVC.
Okay.
And once they feel they're comfortable, that they know, then we transition to aluminum. And the same thing, once they feel and they know, they go to chain link. We do weekly meetings, and twice a month we do training videos.
Okay.
It's sometimes the same video. When I see, I have to go back to it, we have to retrain. That's on Mondays. We do like food and breakfast so people can enjoy. Safety is very, very big.
Sure.
Very, very big, man, because I'm responsible for everybody here. Hands down, if you made a mistake, I'm responsible for it.
Right.
And if you had an accident or something, your family is going to come to me, and I have to give face.
Sure.
So for me, safety is very big. For installers or subcontractors, because all we use are subcontractors, their process is a little bit different. They have to be insured, liability.
Okay.
They have to have workers' compensation, W-9. They need to have strong referrals, okay? And once I see all this is good and I had a meeting with them, they have to bring in the truck with the trailer and the tools.
Sure.
Those tools get inspected.
Okay.
Looks good, it's up to code. Yeah, everything has to be up to code, sorry. And when they go out, I be on the job site with them, with the warehouse supervisor for a few times.
Sure.
Just to make sure that they know what they're doing and that they know they're doing it the Fence Direct way, okay? And once that's the case, then they can go on by themselves. I think the oldest subcontractor I have, it's been here like 9.5 years, almost 10.
Wow.
And the youngest has been here for like 3.
Okay.
3. I try to keep the same team always.
Sure.
That's just good business, It's easy for me to go someplace and hire anybody.
Yeah.
But it doesn't give the same service, man.
Definitely.
And that's important for the customer.
Right. They have to represent you out on
They
the
have
job
to
site.
represent. They have to love what they do.
Yeah.
Everybody who works here has to be passionate about what they do, man. Because if you're not passionate about your job, it's just a job and you're just going to give the bare minimum to get that paycheck.
Sure.
That doesn't help me and won't help you in the future. Because what we promote here in Fence Direct is growth.
Sure.
You can start in the warehouse, become a front sales, become an outside sales. You can start in accounting, become a scheduling supervisor, become the office supervisor. So we want to promote growth, either in your position, in your financials, in your life. Probably people want to buy houses.
Sure.
Want to get a pool, want to get a new car, get the kids to college. We have to promote that.
Yeah.
We have to have people help them promote that. That's very important. If staff is happy, they will give good service.
Nice. So employees are growing in the company. What does the future look like for Fence Direct? Is the company growing?
Oh, yes, the company is growing. We have, we are starting to think on doing a podcast.
Okay.
On the side, more about, not on the awesome level you guys do it, but more like hey, if I'm a homeowner and I'm getting a fence installed, what do I need to pay attention to?
Sure.
How do I know this was installed correctly? Or explain to me property lines or stuff like that, just to help people.
Yeah.
Fence Direct is looking to franchise.
Okay.
Okay. That's a very big process because the same way this company is working, this store, the other store has to work exactly the same.
Sure.
Exactly the same.
Sure.
Again, with McDonald's, you go to McDonald's or Amscott, same layouts, same processes. Always has to be the same. We opened up a sister company down the road here called Florida Fence Wholesale.
Okay.
And that is aimed for do-it-yourselves and installers, people that did their own company for fence installation and want to buy wholesale prices to promote the growth. Even though we both do, fence installations, we don't see it as competition because we all want to move forward in life.
Sure.
So it's important to help each other.
Yeah.
This is not like I do this, so you don't get this one, or no. We don't do that here.
Sure.
We want people to grow. There's pie here. There's everybody pizza. Anybody can get a piece of pizza.
Yeah.
No, man. Everybody loves pizza.
Is there anything new that's happening from a material standpoint or within the fencing industry that is, new materials development, new technology, things like that you see coming for the future?
Well, we are adding in the future this white PVC. We would add it in cedar color and like gray colors. Okay. The aluminum panels are normally smooth panels, but our supplier has showed us a new product, and we're testing the waters. It has like a grainy feel. It's like a sandy feel.
Sure.
Where they say it's more sand resistant. So for properties on the beaches, that's very good to have. Because salt, all aluminum is power coated, but that salt over time, if you're right next to the beach, like with our cars, it eats away.
Sure.
So they have this little sandy product there that I thought was pretty interesting. There's new techniques, and I don't know if I'm able to take out one of these here and show it to you guys. Let me see. I am. I took out the longest one. This is called a rail. And the rail has these notches here, right? So once it goes into the post, you can't really take it out because it hits here.
Right.
However, when hurricanes come up, PVC is closed. Those winds are hitting that closed portion of the fence, and it sometimes does give up. What we do is, here's the post, this part is inside the post, we screw in screws. This helps, help with wind resistance. I can tell you, last year and this year with all the hurricanes, in total, if I had 1 or 2 fence panels blue, that's a lot.
Interesting.
Yeah, we go that extra mile because, we live in Florida, and hurricane season is a thing that happens.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And if I may, since we're talking about hurricane season, the weakest part of your fence are the gates. That's the weakest part. When there's a hurricane alert, all you have to do is unscrew the hinges. 2 on the top, 2 at the bottom, take that gate and put it inside your garage. And then when the storm passes, just go back and put it back on. That's all you have to do, because that's the weakest part. If you leave it there, it might break. And then it's a cost in your hand that you said, that could have been avoided. So that's very good for, for hurricane season. That's my recommendation. I do that on my house too.
So a lot of our viewers are people looking to start their own business. If someone wants to start a fencing business and buy wholesale from you, what recommendation would you give them as far as getting started, becoming a fence installer, even working with your wholesale end?
I would say if you want to start a business in the fence industry, you have to be passionate. It's not going to be a Monday to Friday, 8-hour job. No, it's going to be Monday to Monday, 24/7. You are the sales rep. You are the one who presents himself to the manufacturers or wholesalers. Hey, this is me. You are the installer sometimes. You do the permits. You do everything. You are 24/7. You need to make sure you know what you're doing. It sounds easy. Hey, just make a couple holes, put a post, put the base in. No. Properties are different. The sand is different. The gates are different. It's things that experience gives you. You need to find a place that sells you wholesale, straight up. You can't just go to any, outlet and buy pieces, because then your prices are going to be high. This is a very competitive business. Don't buy cheap. I'll tell you right now, don't buy cheap. Make sure you read the HOA regulations, the permit, because you're responsible for that, right? And if customers, you do a couple fence installations and as one customer is unhappy and says so online, you're already a bad start. Because it's very hard for new businesses to get in. Like with Twitch, streamers. Back in the day, anybody could start. But today, you want to start, ain't nobody going to watch you. They already have the tops. So that's the same with the fence business. You need to have good capital. Some places give you credits. But the bank is also able to give you like a letter that more or less says, hey, to this wholesale fence business, this gentleman can borrow this much amount. So good relationship is important. Everybody knows everybody in the fence industry. Don't think that just because you open something in Polk County or in Sanford, we don't hear it from over here. Everybody knows everybody. So good attitude, be always respectful. Don't undermine other companies. If they're doing better or worse, you just say, hey, I would have done it this way, and that's it.
Sure.
Be positive and passion, man, passion. Surround yourself with people that support you. Man, surround yourself with people that are even better than you.
Sure.
Because people that are better, they can teach you something. People that just follow, they can't teach you to follow because you're the leader.
Right.
So, and swing by to Florida Fence Wholesale to buy materials. That's also good.
That's the best first
That's
first
key.
step.
Yeah.
For someone that started, if you had to estimate it, would you be able to say how much they could think about earning in revenue? Someone that really put the time in, put the marketing in, you know, was that 24/7 dedication to it, starting their own business and working with your wholesale business. Could they earn a living off of it?
Yeah, they can. They can. When COVID hit, and a lot of people saw the need for fencing because everybody was buying fence at that time. There were a lot of companies, new companies that were created, right? Online, you go online, you build your company, and then you start selling.
Sure.
You start off small with PVC. That's the easiest material to get your hands on.
Okay.
Because many manufacturers, they won't sell to you. That's where the relationship, the B2B comes into play. Yeah. Many of them you can go to any manufacturer and say, hey, I want fences. I don't know who you are.
Sure.
So you have to go. You have to buy from this place or that place. You would focus on the PVC, aluminum a little bit until you get that relationship. That's the biggest hurdle, relationship.
Sure. And
get yourself known in your community first. The first thing where people are going to say, oh, this is a good company, will be inside your community. That's where your starting point is, and you start grow. How much you can make? Well, it depends on your business. But I would say when somebody who's starting off, estimated, on a monthly basis, if you have good 2 installations a week or even 5, between 50 and 75K.
Okay.
Of that portion, obviously you'll reinvest it in the business.
Yeah.
That's also very important. You have to reinvest.
Sure.
And you have to try to do things that other companies don't. So Fence Direct, for example, we are starting to do deliveries.
Okay.
Okay, so you are a contractor, right? And you have a job anywhere and you bought the material from me. Isn't it easier you that morning just go to the job and have the material there than having to come here and pick it up?
Sure.
So that's something that you want to do and we're doing. And that's something you as a new business have to think, okay, this is what's being done. How can I improve upon it? Because everybody can copy everybody.
Yeah.
But you have to think, how can you improve it? And there's always room for improvement. Always, always.
Definitely.
There's always somebody better than you, which is good. It creates good competition.
That's true. That's true. So one last question. We just recently had a hurricane come through Florida and, you know, we saw the destruction in North Carolina. How does that affect, you know, the fencing business? How do you guys react to natural disasters like that?
So when it comes to those type of disasters, first and foremost, as a business, we think about the families that are affected for it, right?
Sure.
Never happened to me, thank God. But I know that family for my wife, they lost everything. Like the house blew away, no electricity. So it's terrifying. It's your home. As a fence company, when we always keep eye on the weather, so responsibility, and we send out emails. Hey, hurricane might be coming. These are the steps you can take.
Sure.
Okay, make sure you unscrew the gate, get it in there. Make sure you're safe. Because if a hurricane, can take off a tree from the ground, I'm sorry, man, but a plastic fence on the coast, it's not gonna last.
No.
Okay. Board your windows from the outside. Because if a fence has not been installed properly secured, when the wind blows, these little things will fly.
Sure.
They'll break windows. And if the windows are not boarded from the outside, window is gone. And what we do when there's hurricanes, we transfer calls from the office to our cell phones. So when somebody's in a situation, hey, this happened to my fence, obviously it's customers or people that, thank God the house didn't happen, but just something with the fence.
Yeah, for sure.
It's normally an easy process. Hey, no problem. Send me a picture of what's going on. I can take a look at it.
Sure.
But I think in those moments, when it's a natural disaster, we should all go and be like together. Fence Direct and customers and people, the whole community should be together.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I can't imagine my house being flooded. My kids, I can't imagine that. And, you know, if somebody wants to call and talk about it, but they lost, I'm always available, man.
Yeah.
We also do that too.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Fence Direct, part of the family, right?
Part of the family, family owned, you know. And if you call here and you come here, you will be treated as family.
Damn. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much, man. Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
It.
It's been pretty cool.